Hey folks, this is Lee from the Upper Darby Township Library, here for today's Teen Craft Center. And today we are going to do a style of painting called scrape painting. And it's kind of exactly what it sounds like, right? You put paint either on the canvas or on your scraper, and you just use this little flat surface to scrape it across the canvas. So you can do it like in different shapes, you can do it like any way across. You can start in the middle, like whatever you want to do, right? To get a different kind of look on your canvas, on your painting. But it's a method of painting that doesn't require like brushes or sponges or anything like that, just like a sort of straight edge piece of cardboard. You could also use, don't use like current credit cards, but if you have like an old expired credit card or something like that, or like an old school ID that you're no longer using, or a ruler that you no longer need to keep clean, or a piece of plastic, whatever like flat surface that you have, that's whatever size that you're looking for, right? You could do it that's something that's a smaller size, you could do something that's really big, whatever you want to do, right? It's really versatile, but that's sort of the idea. So we're going to try this a couple of different ways. And I'm making a video today so that you don't have to sit here and watch paint dry with me, because I'm going to do a couple of different layers. And you can do a couple of different layers if you want to. You can do just one layer and leave it at that, no problem. I want to try out a couple of different techniques so we can see what the different techniques look like. So I'm going to do one layer one way and another layer the other way so we can sort of see how that changes things. But again, you can do it however you like, right? But so if you got a kit, awesome, and what you have are a canvas. This is a 10 by 10 canvas. You've got a couple of little tubes of different colors of paint, and you've got a cardboard scraper. And I have, similarly, I have a canvas, I've got some paint, and I've got a slightly flimsier than yours cardboard scraper. So we're going to go with that. If you haven't picked up a kit yet, there are still some available at the Sellers Library here in Upper Darby. Or you can, get these materials yourself if you're not able to come by the library. That's all you need to do this, this art project. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to start this time around by putting the paint sort of directly on the canvas and see how that goes. I think sometimes you get an interesting effect where like the line of paint that you put or the splotch of paint or whatever sort of stays and sort of darker in that spot. So we're just going to see how it goes, right? I'm going to try a couple of different things. I think what I want to do, and again, as always when we're painting, you want to, let me interrupt myself and say this before I get started, you want to have something down to protect the surface that you're working with. So I've got some newspaper down here. You want to use newspaper or a trash bag or whatever you've got, right, to protect your table or your whatever you're using. And you want to either be wearing old clothes or, something over top of your clothes so you don't get paint on your clothes. If you don't want to have paint on your fingers for a while, you might want to wear gloves, different things to protect yourself from your paint. That's my message. All right, so we're going to get started here. And I think what I'm going to do, I want to try putting like a splotch of paint in the corner and then like drawing it out from there and see how that goes. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do some paint here. It's like a pretty good splotch because I want to stretch it out throughout, okay? And then I'm just going to use both hands to sort of first go this way. All right, and then I'm going to draw this way. Wow, I'm just really getting paint. There's like enough paint to go over the whole thing, but it's making kind of a cool like line, which is interesting. I didn't expect there to be enough paint to get everywhere, but I guess I am ending up with a purple canvas, and that is fine. So I'm going to stop there with that. I'm going to pause the video and get a paper towel to wipe off my scraper so that I can do some pink next. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've pretty much wiped off my scraper the best it's gonna get. Back in shape, back ready to go. So I think what I'm gonna do is do a little bit less paint with this one because I don't necessarily want to cover the whole canvas with the pink now. But I'm just gonna get like a little dab in the corner here, there. And sort of do a similar thing where I like scrape out, or maybe I'll scrape like sort of on like a weird diagonal, like to the center top, and see what happens, right? So. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna leave it at that for now. This is what it looks like. I think it's pretty cool, if I say so myself. And like I said, I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do one where I do it with the paint on the scraper, which I think has kind of a different effect. And so we'll do that next, and we'll see where it goes. All right, we'll see you in a minute after the paint dries. Hey, we're back. Okay, so my paint is dry. It looks like this, perhaps like this. So I think, so now what we're gonna do is the other technique where you put the paint directly on the spreader, the scraper. So I'm gonna do a little bit more of my like pinkish, sort of purplish paint. Again, because I've got a lot of blue already. You know what, I'll do a little bit of blue. And it's cool because you can just sort of like slather it on there. You can put it on top of each other and it'll sort of, you know, scrape out in different layers. So you can do some pretty cool stuff. You can experiment with it. So we're just gonna give it a go. All right, so I'm gonna do just like a couple of dabs. All right. And yeah, I'm just gonna do like a little bit of blue. Just like right there. All right, cool. I'm gonna see how this turns out. So my scraper looks like this. And I'm gonna start over here, just like put it down, and you wanna do it fairly lightly, I think, because otherwise it just like sort of all comes out the same, but look at that. And then I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna do that, because I think it looks cool. So that's what I got. So 2 different techniques. One putting the paint directly on here and scraping it around. The other one putting it directly on the scraper. And it just like makes these cool lines. You know, and you can like flex it, you can move it around, like you can do all kinds of things. But I think this looks super cool, and I'm gonna stop there. I would love to see pictures of y'all's paintings if you do this at home. Again, if you don't have a kit yet, there's still some left at the Sellers Library, so please come get one. But yeah, all you need is a canvas, some paint, however many colors you want, and something to scrape with. I hope that you enjoyed yourself as well, and I can't wait to see what you painted. Take care. We'll see you next month for our next Teen Craft Center.